Coming at you from just outside the Moleshire in this Let's Play Minecraft Survival series. How's it going, everybody? Oh man, whenever I mix up that intro, it makes me laugh for some reason. Welcome back, guys, to some more Minecraft Survival with you now. Man, I hope you guys are having a great day out there, wherever you are on planet Earth. Let me tell you something, my dudes. It is an absolutely beautiful day in England today, man. I have spent the morning in the sunshine, chilling in my garden, having a tasty beverage out there, just relaxing in a chair, catching some sun rays, trying to get a bit of vitamin D up in this professional gamer's body. And it's been really a really nice day. The sun is out. I'm feeling a little bit of a burntness on my face right now. So I thought, all right, let's get inside. Let's play some Minecraft Survival with the Cyber Negative Dog. Here we are, just outside of the Moleshire, collecting a bunch of dirt. I've managed to collect, well, about 8 stacks of dirt so far, and I've been through about 3 iron shovels so far. I don't like using Paw for this sort of resource collecting because, well, Paw doesn't have mending on it yet, and the more we repair Paw, the more expensive it gets to repair Paw, if you're picking up what I put it down over here. But anyway, dudes, we're going to need a bunch of dirt today because I'm kind of excited, man. I want to start working on one of the biggest projects, I think, in the Moleshire right now. That is, of course, the life tree. A giant, massive tree that is going to be towering over our base, known as the Moleshire. And I'm a little bit nervous, but at the same time, extremely excited about this life tree project. Whenever I'm in the bath at night, chilling, thinking about what I'm going to be doing in my next Minecraft Survival episode, I try and picture what that life tree is going to look like in our world. And if I can get it to look anywhere close to the way that I see it in my brain, it is going to be absolutely magnificent, dudes. Oh my goodness. I'm super excited about it. So I've come out here to collect a bunch of resources for us. That should be enough. We're pretty close to the Moleshire here, so I didn't want to make too big of a mess. Once all of this grass grows over this, it'll kind of look like a natural dip in the landscape. You know, I don't really like going into your world, like especially if you have a single player world, right? You go out into the world and you just dig up like a square of dirt. It kind of, I don't know, it just looks a little bit ugly, and you never really know what you're going to be doing in Minecraft, right? We might end up out here at some point building something, and if we completely mess this area up to collect resources, that is not going to look very good in the future. So I try to keep everything as natural as possible. Also, there's a bunch of sugarcane over here, man. Let's collect this jazz. We can turn this into books and paper for tradage. That's a nice little bonus on our way back to the Moleshire. Anyway, dudes, last episode, we were working on Ren Fried Chicken, weren't we? We were working on Gobelia's house. I've been doing a little bit of work off camera to get all of that area finished, and it is looking super spicy, man. Are you guys ready to have your minds blown by the beauty that has come out of the Ren Dog's brain into my hands, through my fingers, through the technology of keyboards and a mouse, and bam, baby, welcome to the beautiful corner of Moletown known as Ren Fried Chicken. Looking pretty good, right? I mean, there's been a couple subtle changes. I've added a couple of trees here. I customized them a little bit just to make them look a little bit better. I fixed up all of the terraforming here on the side of the house too, because that was looking a little bit janky with the house bits coming out. So that's looking pretty decent again. I also added a few like stronger blocks here. And my thinking was that because this is like a cliff that you're walking along, you know, the gobbets would have sort of supported this cliffside with a few rocks and a few bricks and whatnot, right? Just to make it a little bit of a safer place to stop any landslides happening. And I think that turned out kind of nice, man. A couple of broken fences here to just to sort of guide us a little bit as we approach this part of Moletown. I think that looks really, really cool. I mean, lots of work to do still over here. I think there's probably going to be another building here, maybe another gobbet hole or a shop or something like that. But now we have a very clear path into Gobelia's house and down to Ren Fried Chicken. I did have an idea, though. Before I show you Gobelia's house, let me try something out over here. I thought what we could do is we could throw a chair. I was literally going to say a chair. I think my brain has been fried by the sun today, dudes. What's going on? I thought we could throw a tree somewhere in this area over here. The chicken farm is looking great, but I feel like it's a little bit, I don't know, dead at the moment. I feel like we do need a tree here. So I was thinking maybe a tree here, or we could get a little bit crazy and maybe put a tree in the chicken farm itself, in the organic chicken farm. That'll, of course, give the chickens a nice place to chill. Unfortunately, I think the tree might get in the way of the eggs, right? That's what I realized right now, actually. So maybe the tree needs to go over here. So we're going to have to make a little tree spot here. Though, of course, we can't plant saplings onto path blocks. So if we grew a tree over here and just have a roll of the dice and hope we get a nice tree at the back there. Ooh, that actually looks pretty decent, right? Look at that. Yes, I like that. I want to do a little bit of customization on it. I don't really like how the vanilla trees grow, especially the dark oak wood trees. For some reason, they have like a really flat bottom, you know, over here, where the canopy of the leaves connects up with the wood. I don't know, it always looks a little bit flat to me. So I always do a little bit of customization just to sort of make it feel a little bit more rounded, more natural looking, right? A little bit more like a tree might actually look. But there we go. Let's get a little bit of that jazz in there, baby. Nice. All right. I think that's gonna be really nice. Yeah, look at that, man. That sort of brought out this area a little bit more, right? Made the whole place look a little bit lush. Although, yeah, we need a little bit more leaf action in here, I think. Yeah, let's get a few more leaves in there. Beautiful. Okay, so custom tree has been designed. Beautiful. The chickens can come and chill here under the shade if they really need to. And hopefully those eggs won't hit that tree action. Now, let's get into Gobelia's house, my dudes. Oh, I've done some good work in here since we were last together. It was kind of messing my brain up a little bit. I'm very bad with interior design. Oh, don't mind the sheep. I shaved him. I needed to make some paintings. I know it's awkward. And he feels very naked right now. Look at him. He's like, don't look at me, man. Oh, the shame. Anyway, I made a couple of paintings over here, one above the window, which looks really nice, and there's another painting over here. Sheep, my dude, can you get out the way? This is actually kind of a cool painting, right? Gobelia is a very, you know, she's kind of a posh lady, and she's come here to Moletown with a whole bunch of very expensive paintings, one of which is over here, and of course we did her bedroom last episode too. So it's come together pretty good. I'm pretty happy with it. I think we could probably do a little bit more work in here. Speaking of which, I should probably sleep this night away, right? Yeah, let's sleep in Gobelia's bed right now. Just, you know, she's chilling in a minecart. Sheep, dude, no. Listen, I like you, but we can't sleep in the same bed, my dude. That is all types are wrong, if you know what I'm saying. Jeez. Anyway, I do want to add a little bit more detail in there, though. So let's add a little bit more of these oak wood planks, or logs should I say, into the floor, because this is kind of what we've been doing all over the place, right? It's kind of a little neat design trick that we do, just to sort of break up the flatness of the plankage a little bit, right? I like that. I think that looks really nice. There we go. Because of course, like, you know, in reality, all of these planks in the floor, they're not going to be perfect. There's going to be some that are sort of messed up, and I think that sort of is kind of nicely represented by the log. Anyway, that's how it works in my brain. But there we go. Beautiful. I think that's it. I think that looks good. I mean, we could add a few more things here and there. I've added a couple of cracked stone bricks here. Maybe we could do a little bit of a swap here. Let's swap an uncracked one for a cracked one. Yeah, there we go. That looks good, right? The thinking here being that the heat from the hearth has cracked the stones around it. I think that works pretty good. Now, I've put the sword here, of course, in this item frame. This is the sword that we use to harvest the chickens. And I've added a flint and steel here for Gobelia to light her stove and to light her fire, right? Oops. And actually, it's become useful. It actually has a pie. Nice. Oh, that's awesome. So, Gobelia's house looking great. Love it. I think it's turned out pretty good. I'm very bad at interior decorating, but I think I've done a decent job there. Very, very nice. And I really like this part of the Moleshire now, right? Look at that. It's looking great. You can see the chimney out there. That's awesome. I love this section as we walk through. It's looking beautiful out here. I really like that. Okay, so that's beautiful. That's what I wanted to do with Gobelia's house. I think we can cross that project off as done now, right? That was in our diary. If we have a quick look at the diary over here in, where is it, Moletown? Yeah, chicken farm. We can pretty much cross that one off. I wish you could actually edit lines in Minecraft books, but you can't. It's kind of annoying. Anyway, that one's done. Beautiful. Very happy with that. Let's just start clearing out the inventory over here because we're going to need a little bit more space. Hi, Jock. What's cracking, my dude? This is what we're working on today. This giant pit. that goes down to the bottom of the mole hole. I have been storing up some resources over here, collecting as much loggage, should I say, as possible, because we are going to be making an absolutely massive tree here, dudes. This is going to be absolutely crazy. Let's get down to the bottom, just so we can have a recap of what we're trying to do over here. Hi, chicken. What's happening, my brother? You probably shouldn't be here, man. You flap yourself down there. There we go. Nice. But yeah, we've got a beautiful little lobby. This is our main base here, the mole hole. And we have just recently figured out the design for this. These are roots of a giant tree. And we are building our base around these root systems, which is really cool. But the next step for this, I think, is going to be working on the actual tree part of this build, right? That's going to be the most tricky part, I think. And, well, it's no better time than now to just start placing down some blocks. I would very much like to have some sort of a way to travel up the trunk of this tree. I think that could be pretty cool, right? Maybe we could climb, maybe there's like a spiral staircase that travels up the very center of this tree, something like that. And I would like to get all the way up to the top of, you know, however high this tree goes, so that we can get a beautiful view of the Mole Shire and of Mole Town and of this general area from up there. That would be really sweet. But of course, to do that, this tree is going to have to be absolutely massive. It's going to have to be very straight also, right? It's going to have to sort of go straight up a little bit. So, I don't know, I'm kind of concerned about how we're going to be designing this tree. So I think the best thing for us to do is to take the wood part of the tree up to about ground level here with Mole Town, and then to switch to dirt blocks for a sort of foundation design, just like we did down there, right? We started with, when we were working on the root systems, we did it with dirt first, right? Just so we didn't have to, well, number one, waste our durability on the Derpinator, and number two, it's much easier and quicker to take dirt down and rebuild dirt, right? So it's kind of a sweet block to use as a sort of foundation block. So check it out. This is going to be the life tree right over here. And I mean, maybe we could even have, I've just kind of had an idea over here. Let's build this a little bit taller like this. Maybe we could even, oops, that is hurting the OCD. Let's get rid of this block over here. Oh, geez. Can I use the right tool over there? There we go. Maybe what we could do is have a little entrance here, right? I mean, like a little doorway here into the life tree, and that would be a way to get down into the mole hole. That could be pretty cool. Maybe we can stylize this too a little bit. But yeah, that's going to be the core of the tree, right? And it's an absolutely massive tree. It's a 5x5 tree, which is pretty large. And I guess, let's start switching to dirt now. If we were to stylize it, the actual tree itself, or the trunk of the tree anyway, is going to be much bigger than this, right? So it's probably going to be something like this. Like where all this dirt is probably going to be as big as the tree is. Or at least as at least the base of the tree. Don't worry, cyber diggity dogs. I was even confusing myself there, okay? Decided to just go off camera and get a few of these blocks placed. It might be a little bit easier for us to understand once there's a few blocks down. So take a look at this. I have done a little bit of foundation work using spruce logs. And we've got a couple of roots coming out from the core of the tree over here, right? And I think that looks really, really cool. Got a couple of roots coming down here too. Fortunately, that sort of messes with the path thing over here, but we can always remake this path direction. Not a problem. And we've got a few more roots on this side too. We can even bring them down a little bit more. I actually really like the way that these roots look on the overworld, especially when they sort of flow over what we've already built, right? I think that's really sweet. Like this root over here is sort of going into the chimney of the blacksmith hole over here. I think that's pretty sweet. And this root is sort of going down into the pathway here too. That looks really nice. But unfortunately, it means that this tree has to be massive in order for it to sort of match the size of its root system. And well, I guess this is where we're going to start working a little bit on the rest of it using some dirt. I think we probably have to go another 2 blocks up before we even start working on a branch network for this tree. And the sun is about to go down. So I'll get some blocks placed, get some sleepage done, and hopefully we'll be very close to a great design for the life tree. Is it just me, or does it feel like we're working on the design for a giant frickin' octopus over here instead of a tree? Check out these tentacles extending out from the base of the life tree. These are going to be branches, okay? You got to use your imagination right now, guys. I know it looks very super janks, But if these are the branches, this gives us an idea of where the leaf structures are going to go, right? Because, of course, if this is going to be a massive tree, we're going to have to make these sort of leaf canopies all over these branches, right? And these are just going to be the sort of main branches, and then maybe we'll have smaller branches sort of coming out of these ones. But I think the most important thing about these branches is that they travel, or at least they go over a large portion of the Mole Town area. I want these branches to sort of flow over the pathways, so that when you're walking through Mole Town, you are traveling underneath the canopy of the life tree, right? Like, I think that's going to be really, really cool. So I've tried to make the branches snake their way over some of the areas. In fact, I probably could have done a better job with this one. And we could even take a corner over here, right? Instead of going that way, we can make the branch sort of go this way. So it's sort of covering this path underneath us over there, right? That's pretty sweet. And yeah, that sort of branch sort of snakes around there. And this is like a super ancient tree, right? So I'm imagining these branches to be really gnarly. I want them to be like really ancient. I mean, this tree's probably like 1,000 freaking years old. I mean, look how massive it is. It's absolutely ginormous. And it's so big, in fact, that the gobbets just built their base around its root system as opposed to just chopping it down, right? Also, I don't think we can get too close to this fire over here because that's going to set the leaves on fire. So we probably, this particular branch of or this particular root of the branches. Wait a minute, that doesn't work at all. This branch needs to go in this direction. Okay, there we go. So we need to sort of go around the chimney over there so that we don't cause a huge forest fire out here in Mole Town. But yeah, that's looking pretty decent. Now, I have no idea what this is going to look like from down under. What makes me worried is that I don't think the life tree itself is tall enough. I mean, maybe this is just the first branch network of the life tree. Maybe there's like another branch network a little bit higher up. So maybe, for example, the life tree goes into a sort of smaller core, if that makes any sense. So the core sort of shrinks a little bit at this point, and then maybe right up here is where we will climb up to get to the top of the life tree eventually. And then at the very top of the tree, we'll have another couple of branches sort of coming out the top here, right? And if we filled up, or if we covered all of these branches with leaves, that should, in theory, give us a very natural looking canopy for the tree, right? I mean, I have no idea if this is going to work. I came up with this idea in the bath, and I'm trying to bring it to life here in the world. And I think, theoretically speaking, if the way that I saw it in my brain, I think it is actually going to work. I probably should have tried this in a creative world first. But you know what? I like to do things sometimes just, nice and spontaneously to see if they work. So we got a couple of new little branches up here, right? Nowhere near as massive as the other branch networks. But I reckon this is probably what's going to be the nut in the bolt, so to speak, or the final piece of the puzzle, I guess. And I guess we got to figure out a way to get up here. And then up here, we probably want some sort of an observation platform. Is this high enough? Can we see everything that we want to see? We probably want to be a little bit higher. Let's have a look. How high do we actually want to go? Let's make a nice dirt pillar up here to figure that out. So if we want to come to this level, ooh, this is a great little spot right here, right? We kind of want to come all the way up here, because that gives us a great view of our world right now. So that's going to mean the life tree has to be pretty freaking massive, and that might be a little bit too big, right? I don't know. We have to see it from down under, I think. Also, I don't want to die going all the way down here. So let's try get a view of this life tree from the surface level and see how massive it is. Ooh, that is actually working out, dudes. I mean, yeah, listen, I know it looks ridiculous right now, but if you can just imagine these as logs, and imagine a whole bunch of leaves and stuff around them, and actually that height for the life tree, I think that's actually a pretty decent height, right? It doesn't feel too high from up here, and it's kind of in proportion with the size of the tree itself. I mean, with the base of the tree this massive, it does need to have some height to it. So that is probably the perfect height for this, man. Nice! How many of you guys out there thought to yourselves, he's gonna die making this tree? Well, you thought right. I just fell from the very top of the tree down into the pit and I got murdered. Oh my goodness. I'm currently working on the core of the tree right now. I'm changing it out for some dark oak wood logs to add a little bit of color variance in the tree between the spruce logs and the dark. Oh my goodness. I was all the way up there. I fell straight down the center, all the way down to the bottom, and there's all of my stuff. I got freaking wrecked. I'm an idiot, dudes. Jeez, let me pick up the pieces here. Get back to crafting. If you're scared of heights, look away now, guys. We are at the very top of the life tree right now, and I have just successfully finished off creating the very core of it out of dark oak wood logs. And next up is going to be working on the branches themselves. However, I think I need to figure out an easier way to get up and down this thing, because currently the only way I can get all the way up to the top or get down is by jumping down the branches like this and taking a little bit of unnecessary damage and whatnot. Also, that burning worries me. Is that just the sound of that burning? Okay, nothing's caught on fire. So yeah, a little bit of a precarious situation right now. I'm thinking maybe what we need to do is in fact set up a very temporary ladder that runs up the very center of the life tree here. So maybe, how's this going to go? We're going to have to put the ladder on this block like this, right? So that we can climb all the way up to the top. And this way I'll be able to get up and down a little bit quicker, because I think the majority of the time that we're going to be spending on this project is going to be working on those branches and working on those canopies and stuff, right? That's going to take a ridiculously long time. And I do need to get up and down this life tree. And with that little entrance that we made, oh geez, hi, yeah, that was potentially a disaster. Where did he spawn? Oh, there is definitely some darkness down here that I haven't taken care of, and that is kind of scary, right, dudes? Oh my goodness, man. Nothing like digging down into the bottom of your base, and there is a creeper waiting for you at the bottom. I mean, that is just absolutely freaking horrifying. Let's get some torches up in here, man. Oh, there's a zombie here too. Oh my goodness, I don't even have any armor on or anything. Rambo, do your business. There we go. Anyway, there we go. That should take us all the way up to the top, and we just need to make ourselves a bunch of ladders now. And yeah, this project, man, this is going to be so sweet, man. I hope you guys can kind of see. Geez, my brain isn't really functioning right now. I hope you guys can kind of see what I'm cooking with over here. Do you guys sort of understand my idea, my vision for the life tree? I think it's going to turn out really nicely if we can actually get this done. But let's get some ladders and climb our way all the way to the top there. All right, so let's get some ladders all the way up to the top here, my dudes. And I think that's probably going to do it for today's episode. It's been a good one. I've had a great time here in the life tree. And unfortunately, oh, there is the entrance. Okay, so check this out. We're going to have to make a sort of janky little pathway over here. Maybe we can do this. Can we get up there? Yeah, we can. Okay, sweet. So that's going to be a nice, easy way for us to get up and down here. Let me just get the ladders all the way up to the top. I don't know if we'll use ladders in the final build, but for now, this is going to help us to get up to these canopies for this particular project. But yeah, guys, I'm probably going to take the rest of this branch work off camera, because it's going to be pretty finicky to change all of these dirt blocks into logs, because we got to make them face the right way, right? So for example, this branch needs to go like this, right? So I want to make sure that the branch goes like that, and then this one goes up, and then we also want to, if we want it to sort of come out like this, I got to put the branch like a so, and yeah, that's going to be quite a mission for us to do here, all the way down the life tree from up here, because we've got different canopy levels here. So I'm going to do this branch work off camera, guys, and I guess that's going to do it for now, man. Thank you so much for watching, my dudes. I hope you did enjoy it. Hey, if you are liking where we're going with the life tree, hit me up with the frickin' thumbs up button, baby. Hit me up with the like. Let me know that I'm doing a good job out here. I might have derped this up completely and it's completely ugly. So show me some love with that like button, my friends. And thank you for watching, man. If you like what you see and you are brand new, hit that subscribe button so that you can keep up to date with this series. And don't forget to jingle jangle the notification squad bell thing. The sun is going down.